Yeah. Welcome back to Under the Lights. I am your host, Big Mike, and you know I'm solo dolo today. You hear me? Happy Friday to everybody. We got a great weekend of football coming up. It's NFL AFC and NFC Conference Championship weekend. All of these four teams are one win away from going to and competing and trying to win a Super Bowl. You understand me? We got the Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and we got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington Commanders in a trilogy. You understand? So y'all know normally Jordan and Twan, they be on here with me and shit, but not today. As I mentioned, it's just me. I'm solo dolo. Rock with me if you want. If you would like, please, I would love and appreciate it. For the viewers right now, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button so you could be up to date with all things Under the Lights. You understand? But listen, man, I want to go ahead and start with what happened out there in L.A. last night with my boy LeBron and the Lakers. You understand me? For a large period of time, you know what I mean? It's always, you know, what are the Lakers going to do? And can they do this? And can they do that? You know what I mean? Can they beat this team? Can they beat that team? Not the same no more. This, that, the third. They need this and they need that. You know what I mean? Now, they have addressed, you know what I mean, a need that they needed, which is getting Dorian Finney-Smith. You know what I mean? That's 3-and-D. They have addressed that situation. I'm not saying he's a game changer. He's going to lead them to promised land and things like that. But for what he brings to the table, that's something that the Lakers needed. You understand? But we see how the Lakers played last night for the ones that watched the game. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, it was complete manhandle. We know what the Boston Celtics represent. They have a loaded team. They are loaded. They got a bunch of talent out there. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure the Lakers were the underdogs at home last night. But en route to, giving them a blowout victory, 117-96, with the way the Lakers played, it's like, should the LA Lakers still be a team that you fear? You get a lot of talk like people don't fear the Lakers. You know what I mean? They don't fear the Lakers. It's Denver. It's OKC and things like that. And I'm here to tell you right now, you got to fear the Lakers, bro. You must fear the Lakers still. They still have a guy named LeBron James, who was the greatest basketball player to ever live, to ever look at a rim, walk in the gym, dribble a basketball, to ever breathe. He is the greatest. And I understand he's 40 years old. He doesn't jump as high. He's not as fast as he used to be. He's not defending the best player on a nightly basis every night. But what he will do when it comes to defense, if you do have a hot guy and he's on a streak, I've seen it before with my own eyes. And this is recently. I'm not talking about 5, 6, 7 years ago. I'm talking about just even last year and a couple recent years ago. You know what I mean? When Joker was cooking, when he was cooking, it took LeBron James to get on him to slow him down. But what happened was he kicked it out to Murray, and he was doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop two guys. But what he will do, you know what I mean, is step out there on your guy in the fourth quarter. Kawhi Leonard, he know. He'll go out there and clamp that shit up. He know it, you know what I'm saying? And get on your best player to go out there and do what he need to do to go out there and win the game. I'm talking, 23.6 points a game this season in year 22 with 51% shooting, 7.7 rebounds a game. That's basically 8 rebounds a game, 9 assists a game, 8.9, but damn it, that's 9 assists. We're talking about defense and still blocking shots. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about chasing down, still blocking shots, hustling in transition on defense to block shots and make plays, hustling in on transition and on offense to make plays. You feel me? Getting steals and things like that. So he's still playing at a high level. And they still got a guy named Anthony Davis who's giving you 25.6 points a game. That's basically 26 points, 52% from the field, 12 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 2 blocks. And we know what he represents defensively night in and night out for the Los Angeles Lakers. When you got two guys like that, you still must fear them because guys like Austin Reeves is coming along and his confidence is through the roof. Since day one, I have said when I see Austin Reeves, he looks like a guy that wants to learn and that wants to get better. He wants to learn and he wants to get better. He don't have a problem with being coached. He doesn't have an ego. He's not that guy. You feel me? He came in his rookie year, 2021. He was 7 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 1.8 assists. I have said continuously, every year Austin Reeves gets better. You could tell who's in the gym in the offseason working on their game. And Austin Reeves done that because every single season he gets better. His second season, he jumped 6 points to 13 a game, stayed the same amount with rebounds, but 3.4 assists this time. And then last season, 16 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. And then you look at this season right here, 18.5 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. And keep in mind, his career high for assists was 14. He broke that this year with 16. So he's really dishing the ball pretty well. You could tell by the 6 assists per game. And in the playoffs so far, he's 17-4-4 as well. So Austin Reeves, you know what I mean, he continues to get better, and he can feed off of them. He ain't scared of the moment. If you need Austin Reeves to go out there and get a bucket, I promise you, Bron and AD can say, go get a bucket, bro. I mean, you see it on a nightly basis. When LeBron about to come up court, he flicked the ball to AR. I'm talking, he was doing this even in his rookie year. And you know why he does that? Because sooner or later, we're going to need you. I remember when everybody was talking about, why LeBron passed the ball to Cam Reddish in the corner? Why would he do that and the game is on the line? Because at some point in time in the season, we're going to need Cam Reddish to make that shot. Everybody knows that when LeBron James has the ball towards the end of the game, he's going to drive the basketball. If he get by you, you getting dunked on, or he going to drop you off for a layup. We all seen that multiple times. We've seen it against some of the greatest and best defenders. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And even to this day, you know what I mean? He can do that. But if you open in that corner, because we know this is not the 90s anymore. You know what I mean? In the 90s, you couldn't lurk over and play, zone defense or have a guy lurking over. You know what they called that? They called it illegal defense. LeBron James would be getting guarded by the man in front of him. It'd be a man in the corner. Well, he's not even on his man. He's right here. You know what I mean? So it kind of like they split LeBron. I'm LeBron. It's a guy right here and a guy right here. And then they got the third guy. He cheating over as well. LeBron is already reading and seeing that. What you think he's doing when he's dribbling the ball? Just dribbling it? No, he's assessing the whole situation. He's already seen it before it happened. Rotation, where the rotation is going to come from, who the help man going to be, and all of that. And then he makes his move. Drive right or drive left, it don't matter. If he gets to the rim, a clean look, he's going to score it. And even if it's not clean sometime, it depends on if the man in the corner maybe open, or maybe he just feel like, you know what, I got this one. Don't worry about it. He'll drop the bucket off. But he will pass it to the man in the corner like he did to Cam Reddish. And when that situation occurred again last season, Cam Reddish hit that shot. It wasn't in the playoffs, but it was another point in time where he hit that shot. Austin Reeves has those same capabilities, but the only difference is Austin Reeves can put it on. You ain't got to have him sitting in the corner. He could put it on the ground and go get a bucket against whoever. He's doing it. He's been doing it. You understand what I'm saying? He's not scared of the moment. You feel me? You got Rui out there. His career has been consistent with about 11 to 13 points a game. I do remember last year LeBron said he worked out with him all summer long and know he has great work ethic. So in order to stay consistent, you know what I'm saying, you got to have some type of work ethic. You know what I mean? I don't think Rui's ceiling is 20, 25 points a game. I think it's just exactly what he's doing. But at the end of the day, he's not taking as many shots as Austin Reeves. You feel what I'm saying? But as a young player, he's doing good. They got Dorian Finney-Smith to come in as a 3-and-D basketball player. He's been in big moments. He's been to the Western Conference Finals, you know what I mean, and averaged 12 points in that series. A 3-and-D player, bringing defense. And also, they got Jared Vanderbilt coming back to give great perimeter defense. I'm glad he's about to come back. I don't know exactly when, but I know he's close to coming back. You feel me? But the perimeter defense and all of that shit, that's what helped them win last night against the Boston Celtics. That's what helped them beat that ass, because they was flying around on defense and they was guarding the three ball very well. And that's what Boston's strength is. We know the Boston Celtics' strength is shooting threes. They were number one in all of those categories last year. You can't beat threes with twos. You know what I'm saying? If they making more threes than us, even if we playing an efficient game, those threes that fall for them, they're going to outdo the twos that fall for us or any other team. That's why defense is imperative. Defense and perimeter defense is imperative for the Los Angeles Lakers to go out there and play. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they was rebounding the ball well, inside defense, assisting the ball, and they was imposing their will. Listen, bro, the Lakers, I always said, the Lakers can score with anybody. They can score with anybody. You understand what I'm saying? It was just the consistency on offense where their problems came. When you talk about a team like against the Nuggets, like in the playoffs and shit, LeBron and AD, their last playoff, they outplayed Jokic and Murray. They outplayed Jokic and Murray easily, but it was the others. It was the others that were very consistent offensively. And on top of that, don't let me leave this out. The defense for the Lakers is not like it was last night every night. Flying around like that, it's not like that every single night. In part because you do got Austin Reeves. He's not a great defender, but his work ethic is there. He's always going to work hard on defense. And you can give your best, but your best just might not be good enough. I always bring up Steph Curry. Steph Curry was horrible defensively. Horrible. And he's not great now, but you see the work ethic he has towards playing defense. He will do it. He might get his ass fried like ghetto chicken, extra crispy. You understand me? Like Austin Reeves did his motherfucking ass, but he will go out there and try. You feel what I'm saying? So anytime you got the Lakers out here, bro, and all the things I just mentioned, along with, you know what I mean, those first two guys I mentioned, LeBron, the GOAT, and Anthony Davis, you must have fear of them. You cannot take them lightly. You cannot overlook them. It's just not going to happen like that. And when playoffs get here, we know it's totally different. The Lakers are better now than they were last year. They were not in the 5th spot last year. They was looking like play-in all year last year. You feel what I'm saying? And some of that, you know what I mean, is to with Austin Reeves doing this thing too. 18 from 16 points to 18 and a half. That's 2.5 points, basically 3 points. That's a big jump. That's a big jump, bro. It is. You feel what I'm saying? And points on the board and all of that type of shit. So I think you should always fear the Lakers as long as they got what they have. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's over for the Lakers. The trade deadline is 2 weeks away. I'm hearing things about Vucevic. That's what I'm hearing. And that would be great for LA because he's a good defender. You know what I mean? He can protect a little bit. I ain't saying he's Ben Wallace, you feel me? But he's 7 feet tall. He's long down there. And in this day, Shaq and Patrick Ewing and Dwight Howard and KG, there's not really no more of those like that. It ain't no more of those like that. You know what I'm saying? So with Vucevic on the Lakers, I mean, you got to worry about Jokic on the night when you see Jokic. But guess what? That's good because now you got AD who can help over. And that's when they played very good defense on Jokic. Remember in the bubble when Dwight Howard was out there and Dwight Howard was on Jokic. Jokic played the same. He had the same skill. He could pass. He could rebound. He could score on anybody. He can assist, all of that. He was doing it. It was doing it the same way, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And Dwight Howard, the pest that he is, the defensive maestro, the defensive guru, defensive genius, 3-time defensive player of the year that he is, made it very difficult on Nikola Jokic. And what also helped that was Anthony Davis being able to come over and help. That's what we need for the Lakers. That's what has to happen for the Lakers. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't think it's over. I think they might make that move. Hopefully they do. You know what I mean? Because I want to see my boy Bron and the Lakers go out there and have a deep run in the playoffs. And they'll be even more. I think you would have to fear them even more if they got Vucevic because he also stretches the floor. He can shoot threes, and now the lane is open. You got LeBron out there, AD, Austin Reeves, Vucevic, and a Dorian Finney-Smith, or a Gabe Vincent who's he's hitting a few threes now. You feel me? So shit, hey man. I think you should fear the Lakers. You should most definitely not overlook the Los Angeles Lakers. All right? So, sticking with the NBA, moving on, man. The NBA last night on TNT with NBA Inside the NBA, Inside the NBA on TNT, EJ, Kenny, Shaq, and Charles Barkley. They had released the NBA All-Star starters for the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you who the starters are. You know what I mean? But it's always going to be some questions about who got snubbed and who should have been picked and who shouldn't be starting, who should be a reserve versus a starter, who should be a starter versus a reserve, whatever the case may be. It's always those type of questions. Always those type of questions, right? So the question is, do you agree with this all-star list? If you've already seen it, cool. But do you agree with it, or did someone get snubbed? And now here's the starters for the Eastern Conference right here. You got Jalen Brunson at the point guard, Donovan Mitchell at the shooting guard, Jason Tatum at the 3, Giannis at the 4, and Cat at the 5. Karl-Anthony Towns. So you got Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Karl-Anthony Towns. You know what I mean? There's no way you can look at that list for East right there and say you have a problem with it. You can't. Jaylen Brown, no. You know what I mean? Not saying he's a bum. I ain't saying that. But starting, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have nobody on here right now to, dispute or argue with me right now about this, but I'm telling you right now, the question is, do you agree or did someone get snubbed? I don't think anybody got snubbed from the starting lineup in the Eastern Conference for the NBA All-Star Weekend. I do not think so. All right, so let's go with the West. The Western Conference All-Star starters is point guard Stephen Curry, shooting guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, small forward LeBron James, power forward, Kevin Durant, center, Nikola Jokic. Listen, bro, I got two issues with this starting lineup, and I'm going to get into it right now. The first issue is this, with the point guard situation. I think it should be James Harden over Steph Curry. Absolutely. Steph Curry right now, he's in it right now because Luka is out, obviously. Luka is out, and he hasn't been playing. He's been injured. But you look at Steph Curry right now, he's 22.6 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists, with a 22-22 record at the 11th spot in the Western Conference. Here we are looking at James Harden with 21 points a game, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, and they're in the 6th seed. They're the 6th seed. So I think right there is a discrepancy. Now, I know it's a fan vote, coach vote, player vote, all of that, but I think Steph Curry's fan vote outweighed James Harden's vote, and that's why he got that nod as a starter in the All-Star game. I do not think he should be a starter. I think that position should go to James Harden. The other issue I have with the starting lineup is Kevin Durant starting over Anthony Davis. You look at Kevin Durant, bro, he's 27 points a game. That's good. 52% from the field, 6.5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block a game. They're in the 10th seed. They're 22-21. Anthony Davis is 25.6, 52% from the field, 12 rebounds, 3.5 assists a game, 2 blocks. And we know, like, both ends of the floor, he's doing it more and better than Kevin Durant. A lot better. You feel me? He's doing more than Kevin Durant, and the Lakers are in this 24-18 in the 5th seed, bro. How is Anthony Davis not starting in this game? It must be the fan vote. It gotta be. You feel me? He's not doing more than Anthony. Kevin Durant's not doing more than Anthony Davis. He's not doing better than Anthony Davis. 27 points a game. All right, cool. 25.6. Wow. What about them 12 rebounds? What about them 3.5 assists? What about them 2 blocks? What about the defense you see on a night-in, night-out basis on the perimeter and down low? What are we talking about? So, I mean, like, those are the only issues I have, you know what I'm saying, with the starting lineup. That's it. Now, when they come with the reserve, we can go there. You understand what I'm saying? And matter of fact, speaking of the Clippers, let me give credit to Norman Powell, too. I think Norman Powell is playing good enough this year. Me and my wife, we call him T-shirt. He wear that T-shirt under his jersey. We call him T-shirt. I think he's playing well enough not to be a starter, but to go out there and be a reserve in the All-Star game this season because he's playing well. You know what I mean? And like I said, the Clippers are 6th seed in the West. Kawhi just got back. They was winning without Kawhi. Beating the Warriors without Kawhi. And I know it's not, an individual game, a game performance thing. You know what I mean? We ain't talking about MVP. We talking about all-star starters. And James Harden, I just think he's playing better than Steph Curry. He's having his team in better positions. And he's the point guard. So that's where I'm at with that. That was not a long, drawn-out, topic for me. You feel what I mean? Like I said, I'm pretty sure Jordan, he's a Steph Curry fan, so I'm pretty sure he will disagree with what I said and has something to say about that. But we'll worry about that next week when he come back. You understand? So what we're about to do right now, man, is transition to the NFL, the National Football League. Now listen here. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's NFL Conference Championship weekend. That's the 2 best AFC teams going against each other to compete for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. And it's the best 2 NFC teams with the chance to compete for the opportunity to head to the Super Bowl as well. You understand? And as far as the quarterbacks that are left, we got Josh Allen for Buffalo Bills, Pat Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia Eagles, Jaden Daniels for the Washington Commanders. Now, I'm going to start with the AFC, right? In the AFC, with Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen, which QB do you trust more to get their team to the Super Bowl? Let me tell you something, man. I got to keep it real with y'all. You understand? I got to keep it 100 with y'all. I'm going with Josh Allen this year. This question is this year. You understand me? Which team? We ain't not talking about the, over the course of career. We're not talking about none of that. We're talking about which team, which QB do you trust more to get their team to the Super Bowl this year? And I'm going with Josh Allen, like I said. I just think Josh Allen is playing possessed this year. I think Josh Allen is on a different type of time. You understand? And I think he on MVP type of time. get over the hump type of time. You feel what I'm saying? Did he have an MVP performance last game against the Ravens? No, he didn't have an MVP performance. No, he did enough to go out there and win. He played mistake-free football, and he made the necessary plays to go out there and win. Even so, you know what I mean? And also, they got a little help from Lamar fumbling the football and it resulting into a touchdown. They got 7 points off of that. If he doesn't fumble that football and get carried away with the football, you know what I'm saying, which he's prone to do, well, fumbling, they would have won the game. But since that happened, they lost. And Josh Allen did not turn the ball over. Whoop-de-doo. There we have it. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I do know. Against the Chiefs this year, against the Chiefs, when they met each other earlier in the season, the Chiefs were 9-1, and the Bills were 9-2. This is not week early in the season. It's not week 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? Oh, they beat them. No, this season is in full swing. It's past the midway mark. You know what your team is supposed to do, and they know what their team is supposed to do. Period, point blank. Everybody knows is what's going on. You know what I mean? Josh Allen went out there and performed. 27-40 for 262 yards and a touchdown. He had an interception. He did. But all turnovers are not equal. That turnover he had was in the second quarter, and it did not affect the outcome of the game because as soon as he made that turnover, they went right back down there and took the lead against Kansas City, and they did not look back. Kansas City didn't have the lead no more. You feel what I'm saying? They didn't have the lead. Josh Allen has been a performer. Do I got to date it back to the 2021 AFC divisional round with Josh Allen? We see him perform and go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs, and the Chiefs had a much better defense than the Buffalo Bills had. I say that to say this. Bro, it's never quarterback versus quarterback. In this situation right here or in that situation right there, we talking about Pat Mahomes throwing against the Bills defense. Josh Allen throwing against the Kansas City Chiefs defense, which was much better than the Buffalo Bills. And he went out there and did that. Went out there and balled against them and gave 329 yards on 27 of 37 completions, 4 touchdowns and 68 rushing yards against the Chiefs defense. Pat Mahomes balled out too. 33 of 44 for 378, 3 touchdowns, and also 69 yards rushing. That's against the Bills defense. So I'm just saying Josh Allen has performed on big stages against really good defenses or great defenses. If you want to call the Kansas City Chiefs defense at that time great or really good, whatever. If it wasn't great, it was damn sure really, really good. Better than what the Bills offered, and he went out there and balled the fuck out. You understand? Listen, that game right there came down to overtime. It came down to overtime, understand? It was 2 minutes left in that football game. It was 4 lead changes, and 25 points were scored. That means both teams were going back and forth in 2 minutes. 25 points were scored, man. It was 13 seconds left to go on that clock. Josh Allen threw a touchdown pass to take the lead 36-33 in that game. 13 seconds. You would think we about to celebrate. We about to go to the AFC Championship game, man. That's what we about to do. No. The Chiefs got in position, and they kicked the 49-yard field goal to tie the game up, 36-36. What happened after that? Overtime. What happened in overtime? That stupid-ass rule that the first team that scores a touchdown, the game is over. That's what the Chiefs did. They won 42-36 because they got the ball, they got the coin toss flipping overtime, and the first team that scores a touchdown first wins the game. I think that is so idiotic. I think that is so stupid. Every offseason, they want to go through these motherfucking changes and shit. Why not change that shit? Give the opposing team, I don't care playoffs or regular season, okay? Give the opposing team an opportunity to go down there and score. If y'all score a touchdown, and when we get the possession, we don't score a touchdown, game over. It's over. It's over. And it can only be just for the playoffs, for all I care. If they want to make it like that, that's fine. I really don't. If it had to be, I would like it for it to be throughout the whole season and the regular season and the playoffs. But if they want to just say, you know what, in the playoffs, we don't want it to end like that. We want to see who gonna score and who the first team gonna stop the other team from scoring. That's what it should be. But that we've seen Josh Allen perform on those stages like that, bro. You know what I mean? And we've seen him do it this year as well. And like I said, this year I just think it's his time. I think it's his time. Now, he's going to have to go out there and knock the Chiefs out. Because if it's a close game, we know what the referee is going to do for Pat Mahomes and them. We already know. So it's going to have to be a game like the last game they played, 30-21. You know what I mean? When he had the like kind of like the game-sealing touchdown run, he going to have to put his imprint on this football game. I don't think he's going to be able to go out here and throw for 127 yards again like he did against the Baltimore Ravens. He was 16 of 22 for 127 yards, I think. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be able to have a game like that unless you're telling me that the Bills defense is putting the clamps on the Kansas City offense, and they can win a game like that. If so, then cool. But I don't think it's going to be there. I think this game, because I think he's going to have to put a Superman cape on. Just do what you've been doing. You feel what I'm saying? Just do what he's been doing. He ain't scared of the moment, so that's why I'm taking, you know what I mean? That means I'm taking the Buffalo Bills to win the AFC Championship game as well, and to go to the NFL to represent the AFC. That's what I'm doing. I'm trusting Josh Allen more this year to get his team to the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, and to go out, to do that, to send the Kansas City Chiefs home, period, point blank, and that's where I'm at with that, man. You feel me? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know if I'm tripping or not. You know what I mean? Me personally, if my Philadelphia Eagles were to go to the Super Bowl, I said already, if we were to win, I would rather it be versus the Chiefs so we can get that payback, especially when that bullshit-ass referee did what the fuck he did. You feel what I'm saying? Try to say pass interference. He went way out of bounds. It didn't even impede Juju Smith-Schuster's chances of getting that fucking ball. But you know how that go with the referees against the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean? I was saying I want the rematch. You know what I mean? But, hey, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to advance, and that's who I'm choosing to send the Kansas City Chiefs home and ruin their hopes of a three-peat NFL Super Bowl championship. So, same question remains, man, for the NFC. The same question remains. Who do you trust? Which QB do you trust more to get that team to the Super Bowl this year? Well, you got Jaden Daniels for the Washington Commanders. You got Jalen Hurts for the Philadelphia Eagles. Which QB do you trust more? You look at me and you let me know. Who you think I'm going with? It's Jalen Hurts, bro. It's Jalen Hurts. He's been here before. He's been here before, bro. Is Jaden Daniels playing good? Yes. But because Jalen Hurts is not throwing for a hefty amount of yards every single game and things like that, does that mean he's playing bad? No. Bro, Jalen Hurts is a winner. He's a winner. He makes big plays. He can go out there and throw for 150 yards, but guess what? Out of them 150 yards, he going to have about 7 to 8 first downs. And that right there, crucial. You hear me? He can go out there and rush for 50 to 60 yards. But guess what? 4 or 5 of those rushes going to be for first downs. Crucial. You feel me? You try to shut down the run, he already shown you that he can throw. He's already shown you. Ask Pittsburgh when they tried to shut the run down. This is when they was 10-3. We're the ones who started their 5-game losing streak. We know they lost the last 4 of the regular season, but I'm counting 5 when you add the first-round playoff game against the Baltimore Ravens. We started that. We put that ass on the L on the first game losing streak for them. You understand what I'm saying? They tried to shut down the run game. Jalen Hurts threw for 290 yards and 2 touchdowns, bro. They tried it. Ask Baltimore when we went into Baltimore in M&T Bank Stadium and beat their ass 24-19. They tried to shut the run game down in the beginning, and it was working. They got out to a 9-0 lead against us in Baltimore. Crowd fans going crazy. What do we have to do? Pass the football. And what happened? Jalen Hurts went 11 of 12 for 2 touchdowns and put us up 14-9. And we didn't look back after that. We won the game because Jalen Hurts put those. What if they would have kept trying to run? Huh? He's already shown you that he can throw the fucking football. In that 10-game win streak that we had, bro, Jalen Hurts had 6 200-yard games. 6 in the 10-game win streak. He had 1,962 yards passing, 1 interception, and 14 passing touchdowns. Another 426 yards on the ground and 12 touchdowns on the ground. 26 total touchdowns, man. And they want to say, oh, it's the brotherly shove. It's the brotherly shove. My nigga, every time we get down there to do the brotherly shove, it's not we ran the ball down there. We ran the ball, we passed the ball, and Jalen Hurts also ran the ball as well. And when we get down there to that 2-yard line, 3-yard line, stuff like that, and it's first and goal, Saquon gets the ball twice. They just stop it. So when we get to the 1, it's okay, so it's first down, they get a stop. Second down, they get another stop. Well, the smart thing to do would not be to do the same thing again. Now we got 4th down after the 3rd down try. We got 4th down. Now you got to say, do you want to punt? Do you want to kick it or you want to try to go for it? No, we're going to do Saquon first down. If he don't get in there, all right, cool. Saquon second down. We don't get in there, all right, cool. We're on a 1-yard line. Why not go with what works? You seen everybody can't do it. They can't do it. You got to have strength to do that. Jalen Hurts squatted 600 pounds, man. Kenny Pickett tried it. He got stopped. His knee hit the ground before anything. Couldn't move the pile. He couldn't move it. He got in there eventually, but he didn't do it. Everybody can't do it. We've seen other teams try to do it, and they can't do it. You feel what I'm saying? So there's 26 total touchdowns, whether we ran our way or threw our way or ran and threw our way down there. Like he ain't contributed nothing at all. That's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? You cannot measure Jalen Hurts by how many yards he's throwing, bro. You got to measure Jalen Hurts by how many games he's winning. By how many games he's winning. Ain't that what it boils down to? Huh? I got the cat. This is what I said before. When I talk about quarterbacks, you talk about Pat Mahomes and Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Jordan Love. Those guys are quarterbacks. Prototypical, they're quarterbacks. You feel me? When you talk about Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, those guys are ballers, bro. They don't have to throw for 300 yards every game and 3 touchdowns to go out there and get a dub. Shout to Joe Burrow this season. He went 8 straight games with 250 yards or more and 3 touchdowns or more. You feel me? Joe Burrow, he could do that. That's cool. But where they at? I know their defense is suspect. I know it is. It ain't all his fault. I know that, but I'm just saying that doesn't mean that puts you over the top of somebody or this person can't be trusted or whatever the case may be. Jalen Hurts is a baller. Do you remember the 2022 season, man? We had Miles Sanders and Boston Scott. Boston Scott was from the practice squad, bro. He was from the practice squad. He went out to L.A. with the Chargers this season. He's not even on the team no more. He's not. This is before Saquon. This was Saquon was in New York losing. It ain't Saquon's fault. The Giants was just trash. He's the best player on the team. You feel me? But they were losing. You understand what I'm saying? They're not generational running backs. See, I think last season, the 2023 season, has got people blinded because we lost the last 5 out of our 6 games. Well, if you want to count the playoff game against the Buccaneers, that's the last 6 of 7 games. You know what I mean? A.J. Brown didn't play that game, but that's not the hit. It is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? We lost the last 6 of 7 games. But see, this the thing. Where was Jalen Hurts for majority of that year? The MVP front runner, because we were 10-1. He was the front runner for the 2nd straight year, bro. Remember the year before that, Super Bowl year? He was the front runner all year long. And he missed those 2 straight games towards the end of the season. He came back, picked up where he left off, but they gave that bitch to Pat Mahomes. We know how that's gonna go. If it's anything close, you know what I mean? They're gonna give it to Pat Mahomes. We already know how this go. Everybody thought Jalen Hurts was still gonna win MVP. They thought he was still gonna win MVP, bro, because of the way he performed that season. Missing 2 games does not mean you should lose the MVP. I'm sorry. But so I say Pat Mahomes won that motherfucker. He won it by default, okay? And then the year after that, which was last year, the 2023 season, he was the front runner for majority of the year with a terrible offensive coordinator and a terrible defensive coordinator, in which the defense got even worse when they switched from Sean Desai to Matt Patricia. It got even worse, and we just couldn't overcome it. But Jalen Hurts was willing us to wins last year. All the reports came out, and they said exactly what I was saying. The offensive coordinator, Brian Johnson, trash, terrible. You understand me? And if you want to tell me the OC and DC don't matter, look at our team now versus our last year versus our team now. We had Brian Johnson, offensive coordinator, and we had Sean Desai and switched to Matt Patricia for the defense. Now this year we got Kellen Moore and we got Vic Fangio. Look at us now. We went from the 26th ranked defense to the number 1 ranked defense. Let that sink in. And if you really don't, if you still think it don't matter, look at the San Francisco 49ers last year compared to this year and last year on defense. They had Steve Wilkes last year. Year before that, they had couple years before that, they had Robert Saleh. So those years, they had Robert Saleh, then Steve Wilkes. They was dominating shit. Dominating shit. Just this past season, they had Nick Sorensen, and look how they look. Offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator matter. When it came to Brian Johnson and the Eagles organization and Jalen Hurts, they were not on the same page. It all came out. I said from week 1 last year, that's not my team. I don't know who the fuck that is. That is not my team. Talking about the Eagles. Because Brian Johnson doesn't know what the fuck he was doing. He didn't know what he was doing. He just wasn't good. They didn't even know sometimes who was calling the plays. Jalen Hurts was calling his own plays sometimes. How far are we going to get with that? Eventually, that shit going to go downhill, especially when you switch defensive coordinator and then they get even worse on defense. Giving up more points, more yards. You see what I'm saying? So you get blinded by that type of shit, you know what I mean? And that also last year, matter of fact, don't make me bring up the injury to Jalen Hurts' knee last year against the Rams. I'm a guy that I watched through the whole play. I noticed everything, or I noticed a lot. I seen when Jalen Hurts' knee buckled. His ankle rolled and his knee also buckled as well against the Rams last year. That's why when they was asking him about what happened to his knee, when did it happen, he wasn't answering those questions in the press conference. And eventually, he walked out the press conference and didn't answer them at all because he was giving them short answers, but they was trying to figure out what was wrong. I remember when his knee buckled. And for the remainder of the season, he was limping throughout the entire rest of the season, every single game. When you take off running, you can see when he start to run, you can see the limp. But you know, once he get warmed up and everything, you can run. It's the slowing down process when you got to put more pressure on your knees. That's going to make it even worse. And so when he's getting up from getting tackled or out of bounds or whatever the case may be, he's limping. He's limping. He'll start to run a little bit and then he'll jog and then boom, he's back to the huddle. But he's hurt all season long, and he wasn't able to move mobily. His mobility was not what it was because his knee was fucked up for the rest of the year. So with all of that being said, it's like, bro, like, stop the narrative of Jalen Hurts can't pass and do you trust him and shit? That shit got to stop. Last year we had DeAndre Swift. That ain't Saquon Barkley. It ain't. He had just over 1,000 yards. He had 1,049 yards rushing. You feel what I'm saying? So if Jalen Hurts can't pass the football, if that's so much of a fucking concern, what if those back-to-back 1,400 yards come from A.J. Brown? Help me out with that. Where did it come from in 22 and 23? What did those back-to-back 1,400-yard seasons come from? He had over 1,000 yards this season, and he missed 3 games. And let's keep in mind, we got Saquon Barkley, who can run the football. You understand me? What about them yards from Smitty in 2022, 1,200 yards? And then 1,000 yards last season. And he had over 800 yards this season. And he missed 2 games. Where them yards come from? And not to mention, we got Saquon Barkley. You understand? What about Dallas Goedert? What about them 700 yards he had in 2022? Huh? What about that? What about that 600 yards he had last season in 2023? And he missed 3 games. What about that? What about the 500 more yards receiving this season while missing 7 games? Where are these yards coming from, bro? They're coming from the quarterback, and he's also putting yards on the ground as well. You feel me? So, yes, I trust Jalen Hurts more. He doesn't get rattled. He doesn't get shaky. He's a true warrior, bro. He's a baller. That's what he does. He doesn't have to throw for 300. I promise you. He's been here before, bro. So, yes, I got my Philadelphia Eagles beating the Washington Commanders in the NFC East trilogy with our chance to go back to the Super Bowl and compete against the Buffalo Bills. That's where I'm at with that. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly. Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit them low, hit them high, and watch them Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. And I'm gone in a straight line.
Under the lights, speaking of facts, double the price, yeah.